welcome back, everybody. The Pentagon is funding protein fungus for the military to eat instead of like chicken and steak and eggs, things like that. Now they can have mushrooms and other, just like whatever we found growing in the closet. Good morning, everybody.
Is that what you're eating there? Are you eating closet mushrooms?
I love closet mushrooms. It's so
I don't know. I know a guy that has some closet mushrooms, and they are really nice, man.
Hey.
Whoa. Oh, I'm sorry.
Not everything is legal everywhere.
Hello, sir.
Good morning, Deke. How are you, sir? I'm Jason. This is Deacon, and we are your internet dads.
If you're going to go by Jason, you might. It's going to be weird if you called me.
I know it's weird.
Andy.
I know it's weird.
It's going to be weird if you start calling me.
Yeah,
Andy,
but I don't want to out you. I just feel like I need to live in my name.
Oh, I've said my name 1,000 times on here. I'm a public figure everywhere else.
Well, that's up to you.
If you want to continue to call me Deacon. Okay, so here's the deal. I've worked in radio for 30 years. I've had a bunch of different names. Okay.
Yeah.
And when I was on,
is your name Andy?
Yeah, I was Andy, and I'm Andy now. I'm Andy now, and that's what I grew up as. My name's Andrew. I grew up as Andy. But when I was on the radio at one point on a big station, on a big morning show on the big station, they wouldn't let me keep Andy. They said, you can't, you were Andy on this station. You got to be somebody different over here. It's like, I don't answer to any other names. So I have friends that are named Andrew that don't go by Andy. They go by Drew.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'll go by Drew. That's still a part of my Andrew name. It's not my nickname that I grew up with, but I'll go by Drew. I met a friend that I'm still friends with to this day, 30 years now, 20 something years, that met me as Drew. And when he calls me Andy, I'm like, ugh, don't call me that. call me Drew. Call me something different. So that's what I'm saying. If you called me Andy, I think it would sound weird.
Well, can we talk about this for a minute? So, because I didn't mean to bring this up as a subject, but
no, it's interesting though, because people go by handles now.
Yeah, you notice that I started just saying my name instead of JJ. So we'll start with like, what was that about in the beginning? Well, when we first met, we were playing that game, and the chat interface was terrible, and I wanted something efficient to be able to people to signal that they were sending a message to me. So the fewer characters, the less time it took. It was easier. And so I just used my initials. And then when we did the podcast, I was like, oh geez, I don't know if I want my name out there. So I'll just keep doing the same thing. I'll just keep being my initials. And, we carried that through to this show for a while. And there is there's a bit of a psychological component to it, for one, because I guess it's not a stage name exactly, but that's the closest thing you kind of train in this sphere. People refer to me as JJ or whatever.
Right.
And I've been starting to think about, I was like, there's virtually nobody anywhere that uses my name. My wife doesn't use my name. My wife calls me honey, dear, whatever. My kids don't use my name. Right? Like all of these interactions, they don't use my name. Occasionally, maybe at work, like when I'm talking to coworkers, whatever, they might say my name, but mostly they just walk up and talk to me and say the same thing. So I have been feeling like, and I don't know if there's a term for this or not. I've been feeling like I don't live in my own skin and in my own name. Like I am. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it does. I have been many names on the radio, so I'm still known as those to those people, even though I'm not Drew. I'm still Drew to those people, and it's really weird because even the persona that I portray on my radio station is just a couple of steps more countrified than I really am in my real life.
It's exaggerated.
I grew up around it, and my brother and all these people are very much this way. I mean, my uncle talks like this right here. Right? This is my uncle.
Sure. I got one of those.
But I'm not that way. I just portray. So I
Yeah,
completely understand what you're saying about this sense of who am I?
authentic. I just know, like a little bit. I want to be authentic. I also keep all these guardrails up to try to keep my private life private, but I kind of want to be like authentic or whatever.
Dave is another one I bet that I could easily say is known by many names to many different people, and he has to wear the same way. He's how many times do people say your name, Dave or David, during the day? Because that's what we were talking about. He was saying, he's known by JJ, and his coworkers really don't say his name, Jason, and his wife calls him honey, and his kids call him dad. And
A
my
lot.
What
I
is
always
what is
made
your
the
name,
joke.
Dave? Like, what is your name? To
David.
who? To who though? To who is your name, David? And that's where you start exploring. You're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
nobody uses my
Well,
name.
like
I don't exist.
one thing that's really weird, if I'm out in the community, I'm not David.
Nailed her,
I'm
David.
not Dave. I'm like, hey. That in the community, I'm hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Or the pastor guy.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god, hold on. Wait. At family reunions, my name's not Jason either. Nobody knows each other's name. So we don't even nobody like, hey, I forgot your name. I know we're related. I don't know your name.
I don't make a big
What's
deal
my
about my
cousin's
name.
husband's name again? Oh, Mike.
Whenever I do funerals, whenever I do weddings, I don't say my name is. I don't do that because you don't care about me at a funeral. You don't care about me at a wedding. And it always rubs me the wrong way when I hear ministers, I am so and so from so and so church. I'm like, dude, this ain't the time.
Or
that's
you might be
man.
You might be pastor so and so, or you might be officer so and
David.
so, or you might be Mr. So and so.
Mhm.
And I just like nobody watches this show. And like if we're gonna be out here and I'm gonna be like saying, hey,
damn it.
too good. That Apple person was here the other day. So I don't know. I feel a sense to like I want to authentically hold positions here, and I kind of feel like I don't know if that's true. I think I just want to like I feel uncomfortable using my name at anywhere, and I want to like change that. So the way I'm going to change that is just I guess say it. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
When I first started in radio, I didn't want to use my name. I thought that was one of the cool things about radio is that you got a cool name. You can pick your name. And so my very first name in radio, the guy convinced me for 2 days to go by Andrew Gold. And I did not like that, but it was the guy that was training me. So I went along with it and I didn't like it. So I went by Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly. How many freaking just Google the name Kevin Kelly and count how many famous announcers have been Kevin Kelly. And so my buddies still make fun of me to this day about what's up, Kevin Kelly? My old school things and whatnot. But I've been so many different names. I used to joke that when my first name is John, I'm John Andrew, and when people call me John, I'm like, oh, I either A, owe you money, or B, am in trouble. So it's one of the two. If you're calling me John, I owe you money or I'm in trouble. What's going on? So there,
Right.
that's a great example of what you're talking about. When someone calls me John, I know it's one of a very few things. It's going to be something legal, something to have to do with bills. I have to put on my official professional mask when I'm addressed as John.
Right.
That's really interesting. I've never really thought about that before.
I don't know.
When
all I know is that
I'm
getting old and I'm being forgotten while I'm alive.
Hey, that was
So I'm listening to this. I just re-listened to and finished the Dresden book series. I'm waiting for the next one to come out. And there's an individual
those for free, or I'd be reading them.
They're on the library apps.
I can't find them on Hoopla. We'll have to look after the show.
Libby and Hoopla have them, so you should have both of those apps.
It depends on your library.
He's in Kentucky. No.
Yeah,
Kentucky,
I mean we're not very
we're in
far
Kentucky. All the Kentucky libraries share. At any rate, there's an individual that dies, and I don't want to ruin anything for you. So this individual is going to come back at some point, and they say that they said they will not come back until those that remember them have forgotten them. Then they can come back and feel like, so like once their memory is forgotten, they can come back in this new role, which is really really cool the way it works out. But it's really sad.
That makes me think of a couple of things. There was always that old saying that I heard somewhere a long time ago, and I really, really liked it. It's like, you are not truly dead until your name is spoken for the very last time.
That sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I always loved that. And then I gave me and my brother were going to try to start a podcast talking about music and stuff like that a while ago. And I had a thought experiment for him to start as a topic for the podcast. And we were going to talk about music. And my thought experiment, I probably brought it up with you guys before. Do you remember any of your great grandparents' names? You've got like 32 of them.
I didn't meet any of them.
Right. So it's not a big, make you feel bad. It's, do you know any of your great grandparents' names? You've got a bunch. You got like 16 of them.
Yeah.
So no, I do. Rennie Cornwell was one. And I know because I like that stuff.
I think one of mine was Kermit, and I don't remember his wife. We always just called her Meemaw.
You didn't call her Piggy?
Yeah. No.
Well, the experiment was, if you were to pick 3 songs to give to your great grandchildren to completely explain who you were, so that your great grandchildren that never knew you, that they're coming across, are like, oh, Jason was my great grandfather and I never knew him. But there's 3 songs here, and it's, this is me. What would those 3 songs to tell your great grandchild who you were? And that was my little thought experiment there that I was going to do for the podcast thing.
You have to distill your entire life down to 3 songs.
3 songs.
Well, one of them is going to be stick shifts and safety belts.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of everything. Keith Urban.
You know what? The Sweater Song by Weezer. That's going to be one.
Oh,
I have absolutely no trouble like just walking away from people and for never seeing them again in my life. Which is not a good trait,
awesome.
I would say.
That's brilliant.
But I mean, like, I've so many times in my life I've been like, oh, I need to, this isn't working out. This isn't we're friends or whatever, but like something's wrong here. Bye. And I just leave. Sometimes I left the country.
Okay.
Dude, I'll even throw in a Christmas song on one of those. O Come Emmanuel. It's my favorite Christmas song. It's one of the few that's in a minor key. And that's like my prayer, because I'm kind of done with the crap of this world. Not done with it, but ready. Jesus, come back. And I would want my great grandkids to know that, hey, we're talking songs about good old grandpa, grandpa. I don't know what I'd be called.
I'm not sure. I don't know that song, so I can't really. But
I have my 3 songs, but the main one would be "Run Like the Antelope," "Run Like an Antelope" by Fish.
Yeah.
It is a musical song, but there's
want your 9 minutes of forever to be like 35 minutes.
There's a really good show from 2004 that you need to know. It's got a 17-minute long version. No, but I've had a musical experience with that song many, many times live, and the lyrics are just, after the song crescendos and builds through the whole freaking song, and they get to the end of the song, and he says, set the gear shift to the high gear of your soul. You've got to run like an antelope out of control. And that's the only freaking lyrics in the song after this music has built, and you've went on this little musical journey for about 10 minutes, and it's slowly built up to this huge freaking crescendo. I mean, it's great. I love it.
So how do you decide what your third song is? Because in my mind over here, I'm going like, well, I've got two that are meaningful, but like maybe Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash, maybe something by Etta James, maybe Robots Aren't Human by that was on the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy soundtrack, which I know you don't remember that song, but robots aren't human, human robots are in. I don't know. I don't know how to pick
I
a
was
third
thinking
song.
Mozart.
You're weird.
So I was going with Mozart.
Well, speaking of weird, hey, do you guys eat closet fungus?
No.
Who doesn't?
The Pentagon wants to fund an alternative to meat protein for the service members. So if you're thinking about joining the military, serving your country, putting your life on the line to defend your brothers, sisters, your cousins, your neighbors, your friends, you're going to go out there and you're going to stand in the gap and defend us from our enemies in the world, those that would want to kill and destroy us. I hope you're ready to eat some fungus.
What makes you think that you're not already eating some of this, JJ?
Well, listen, as a person that eats mushrooms, I have no problem eating, and I don't mean mushroom. I'm just talking regular mushrooms, y'all.
What if
Portobello.
you found out
Hey.
today proof that the meat that you've been eating for the past 10 years has been supplemented with lab grown and artificial stuff? It's not 100% meat.
That's why you eat it off the bones, y'all. Eat it off the bones. That's why you eat fried chicken. You eat chicken off the bones. There you go.
That's why when you eat deer meat or you go to a slaughterhouse to get some hamburger meat or steaks or something like that, it tastes different. You can know, you're like, this tastes different. That's why when you eat farm eggs, they taste different.
I had farm eggs this morning.
I've had many people that have never had farm eggs and they eat farm eggs and they're like, I don't like this. I don't like the taste.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
And I'm like, this is what they're supposed to taste like. You're tasting
some processed, refined
crap.
I don't know how they pumped it into a chicken, but they did it, and they do it routinely. In November, the DoD announced it had 34 awards totaling $60 million in bio-industrial firms under the Distributed Bio-Industrial Manufacturing Program. $1.38 million was given to the Fender Group to, quote, plan a bioproduction facility for fungi-based proteins that can be incorporated into military ready-to-eat meals.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean,
I got no comment.
I would have.
It's not exactly eating natural, Deke.
It's eating a mushroom. How in the hell is that not eating natural?
I don't know if
what did they put in? Okay, so like, I mean, I don't know how they're doing this, but I imagine that they start with like a basin of some sort of chemical liquid, and then they put like a fungus in it, and then it kind of like grows out and eats it. But what's in that chemical? What's it doing? They're not just going out in the field and picking these things. These things are growing out of some chemical solution.
Most of the mushrooms that you eat from a can are not grown in a field. They're grown from a chemical solution in a huge factory somewhere. I mean,
that can't be true.
Look it up. They don't pick mushroom. How many freaking
You don't pick, you dig mushrooms.
Yeah.
We're getting
so you're okay with this. All right. I wouldn't eat it.
I mean, I don't particularly like mushrooms because of the texture. I'm a texture person. Okay. I don't like shrimp because of the texture. It just freaks me out. And that's why I don't like to eat
MREs.
Huh?
Yeah, you have, David. MREs, meal ready to eat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've had bunches of them.
Those are the coolest things ever.
They're terrible.
Depends which one you get.
Oh no, they're actually really good now. Oh my word!
I'm with you.
I'm with you, ones I had a couple of years ago.
MREs, I always liked them, except for like there was one that was like the burrito. The burrito one was like It was weird. It was
I don't
compressed.
think I had the
Also, there
burrito
was
one.
like stroganoff. Anyway, a long time ago.
I've had stroganoff.
Y'all are cheap dates.
Dude, those things ain't cheap.
All right, I got another story, and I know you got your Foxy stories, so we'll get to that too.
We'll
But
get through some of those real quick. Yeah, I don't want to do all of them.
so, but I got this one for you.
I saw.
No,
okay, if
I
this
don't.
is the one about, I saw this. So I saw this morning, and I watched part of the video, and I was laughing, and I had to pause it because I had to go and do stuff on, and my phone like it sat over here for a while, and then I saw you post it, and I was like, "Oh, JJ's looking at the exact same video that I'm watching right now."
Well, we'll see if this is it or not. I didn't want to bum you out or anything with this story, but Flat Earth YouTuber admits midnight sun exists after a visit to Antarctica. So apparently, this guy, which I've never seen him before, but his name is Campanella. I think it's Jaron Campanella, and he runs the Jeranism YouTube channel that I guess is like all about that flat Earth life. Well, he was part of Team Flat Earth, and that partnered up with Team Globe Earth team and Flat Earth team, and all of them traveled down to Antarctica. And this was the experiment. See, if the Earth is flat, then there's no way that the sun will stand in the sky and do a circle. And if the Earth is a globe, then as it rotates on the axis and you're at the bottom of the axis, you can totally see the sun going around the circle. So he did not believe that there was a place on Earth because he believes the Earth is flat. He did not believe there was a place on Earth where you could see the sun for 24 hours at a time. So he went with this group, and they went down there, and then I guess he had this to say.
Now turn it over to the flat earthers. Who would like to go first? So obviously you all know Jaron Campanella of Jeranism, one of the most popular flat earth YouTube channels.
Not for long. Not for long.
All right, guys.
Sometimes you are wrong in life. And I thought that there was no 24-hour sun. In fact, I was pretty sure of it. But I respect Will Duffy for being a stand-up guy, at least in the way that he kept saying it was true. I kept saying it wasn't. He said, "Do you want to go? I'll take you," and brought me here. And it's a fact. The sun does circle you in the south. So what does that mean? You guys are going to have to figure that out yourself. Don't listen to my beliefs or my opinion. It shouldn't matter to you. But at least you should be able to accept that the sun does exactly what these guys said as far as circles the southern continent. So
whatever you do, do not unsubscribe.
That's about it. I realize that I'll be called a shill for just saying that. And you know what? If you're a shill for being honest, so be it. I honestly believe there was no 24-hour sun. I honestly now believe there is. That's it. If you want to call me a shill, so be it. I'll live to see another day, and at least I know
you're not a shill.
I just want to say thanks for
this. You just got to choke down the fact that you weren't right.
No, this guy's not a shill. He was just one of these people that's very easily convinced about things, and probably has a little bit of charisma that can get out and articulate it well to other people. I have watched many of those flat earth people try to defend and say why and give all of their things why there's a flat earth. And you know me, I love a good conspiracy, man, and I want to believe a good conspiracy, but you also know that I don't just flat out drink the Kool-Aid. I want to know what the other side is saying. So I've watched many of these flat earth videos, and this is why the earth is flat. And let me tell you, from a presenter's standpoint, some of these are really good. Okay, from a presenter standpoint, where I mean good as in they could very easily influence a majority of a minority, at least a minority of the people watching. Certainly. With the way that they present their facts, the way that they, have their videos, or the way that they read it. It's just a good presentation. And there's some of these that you're like, well, that kind of makes sense. But You know, there's some of them that you're like that you can see.
Can I say
people easily being swayed this direction because of the way that it's presented?
I will admire this part of it. I will admire the fact that people are so distrustful of what they are told.
I'm still listening to you. I gotta go get a little buddy.
About the world that they would be like, well, maybe I won't assume the earth is round and I'll just check it out. Okay, all right. I will admire the fact that you challenged the presentation of the world. But on the other hand, I don't think that you can I don't understand how you can complete that challenge and not just be like, man, it makes a lot more sense that the earth is round. So I will admire the challenge.
I know why they do that. Why they do that is because
they don't get there.
Right, they don't get there. They get one side. This makes sense. They believe this, and our society today is not a society that wants to listen to your argument on why you disagree with me on this and put myself into your shoes to see why you look at it that way. It is my way or the highway. And if you don't like what I've got to say, we saw a member of whatever he was the other day, the postal service or whatever, closing his I'm not listening. It's like little kids
in a congressional testimony.
We don't want to act like adults and say, I don't agree with you. I see where you're coming from. I don't agree with you. I'm this way. Let's keep going. People don't want to do that anymore. Me and you don't agree on a lot of stuff. But we got heated the other day for a little bit. But I was like, I don't want to argue with my friend JJ on this, especially on the freaking. So let's.
I will just say it is an admirable trait to challenge what you are told.
Absolutely,
however, it is not an admirable trait to stare evidence and facts in the face as they are demonstrated to you and still be like, nope.
But as a caveat to that, when the evidence and facts, it's a never-ending process, because when the evidence and facts are presented to you, you got about 16 freaking questions you got to ask between those evidence and facts. All right. Who's given the evidence and facts? Where did they come from? Who funded? It's a never-ending process.
It shouldn't be. You should be able to take some evidences, take some facts, and draw some conclusions.
Right.
But if you're so committed to your idea of but it could be this, that you can't admit it, you're wrong.
I'm not a moderator. I can't move our faces.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't want to look at Jaron anymore?
I don't want to look at this guy anymore. No, I understand what you're saying, but I love watching archaeology, new archaeology and stuff like that. And I watch all this crap all the time on that. And there's all these mainstream historians, professors, archaeologists, and stuff like this that are basically going with the narrative that we have been telling for a long time. And our technology is allowing certain archaeologists and people to discover things that we're like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. I have a question about this. And it's like our information is being funneled. Let me give you an example, and you can look this one up. This archaeologist took pictures of this area of the Great Sphinx. Okay, the Great Sphinx. He took pictures. What are you?
I had an immature joke in my head or whatever. I was like, oh, the Great. I've never thought about. I wonder if there's a Great Sphinx-ture. Sphinx. The back end of the Sphinx.
My Lord. That's a pretty good one. That is a pretty good. I've never thought about that.
Came in at just the right time.
Seriously, this guy was looking at the Great Sphinx and whatnot, and he took these pictures of whatnot of this part of the Great Sphinx because he had a question about the erosion and whatnot on the rock, and he took it to I think he said 25 different geologists and showed them the picture. He did not tell them what this was a picture of. He said, look, tell me what you're seeing here. And these 25 separate geologists were like, well, this is water erosion over a period of like blah, blah, blah years. Every one of them said, this is water erosion over a period of like blah, 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 blah years. When he told every one of them, this is a picture of the top of the Great Sphinx at Giza, and they're all like, I retract. All 25 of them retracted what they said and were like, take my name off that. Do not put my name on that. Because if the society is to that point, we all believe this, we all get money from different people for believing this and saying this, and if you come in and say this is wrong, you need to get the hell out because you're fixing to ruin everything. So we shut you up. That's why people are like, oh, they've did this LiDAR laser in the Amazon and have found so freaking much that has been covered up, just completely. Like, they were like, well, we thought this city was like this big and held 50,000 people, but we think it held 2 million and it's this big. It's crazy. Really? Yeah. Hell, I think some of those are on Disney Plus. Some of those documentaries are on Disney Plus with those LiDAR
We've seen some of the LiDAR things before, but I've never seen an estimate of how large the
this one that I was watching the other day, they said our first estimate that this was just a small city, and this one is like, we think that it could have held like 2 million people. So it's really interesting. It will circle all the way back to this flat earth crap. You know, what you said, you've got to question stuff, but there comes a time when you need to be like, okay.
Well, okay. So here's what I was kind of thinking on that, but I didn't actually get to the point. Questioning authority, admirable, but you have to come to conclusions, or you're just in loops and you're just spinning, burning CPU cycles. You're just spinning energy after energy after energy, going over the same thing, coming to no conclusion. You're wasting your time and everybody else's.
You want me to give you one that drives me crazy? I was just thinking about this one the other day. I think about this all the time when I try to do my little. This is one that drives me crazy. Okay. The Milky Way galaxy is spinning at a speed, right? It's spinning. We're on the edge of the Milky Way galaxy, and we're moving. The sun is not setting, it's moving.
Sure, yeah.
We're not spinning around the sun like this. We're spinning around like this, constantly moving like in a spiral. Right?
Yes, it is a spiral.
So the Milky Way is moving, the sun's moving, we're moving, and we're all going like this.
This is why everybody's tired. This is why everybody is tired all the time.
Wait a minute.
Don't stop moving.
Right. Why is the North Star in the same position that it has been for thousands of years? Why is every single night when I look up in the sky, Orion is going to be up there? And then I'm moving through space, supposedly, all these different. Why am I getting the exact same star formations
because
every
it's very far away
freaking night?
For the same reason that when you're driving through your car, the trees are flying by, but the sun doesn't move.
Well, that's the same thing. That's true. But the North Star has been there.
It's very far away
for a long ass time.
It's also
hold on. Spot. According to
the
your
Earth
thing,
is on.
It should have moved on like a little bit by now.
The Earth is on like I think it's like 23-degree axis tilt.
I know all this. Yes.
But, okay. The North Star is north, right? So consider our axis relative to the sun. So we are more or less 90 degrees from the sun, and that thing is north. That means it's on the disk. It is way up on the vertical. So it doesn't matter how far around the disk you go, it's still way up there. So it's far away and it's up north relative to our solar system's ecliptic plane.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, right.
But so it never moves.
So it's that's because its axis is perpendicular to our entire plane.
I see what you're saying, but it still doesn't answer my question.
Well, actually, It doesn't appear.
You're not
to
going to answer my question.
No. I'm not trying to now. So
Okay.
this is something I learned in Australia. And by the way, to the people that are watching a Rumble, thank you very much. And if you want to tell us how our show is great, but we need more exposure, and just email you, go ahead, leave that comment. That's fine.
I'm like trying to rebuild this whole like 3D structure in my head right now, Deke. Thank you. You screwed up the rest of my day.
It messes you up if you think about it in a long term.
There is we learn about something in astronomy called parallax shift. So it used to be that we couldn't tell how far away stars were at all. And, like obviously our sciences have gotten a lot better in terms of how we deal with the optics, but essentially the way that we see how far stars away or how far away stars are this. During the year, the Earth is on one side of the sun, and at the other end of the year, it's on the other end of the other side of the rotational disk, and it's on the other side of the sun. So what we do is we take an observation of a star at one point of the year, and then at 6 months later, when we are in a different place, we take another measurement of the star. And that slight shift, it's super, super slight, but you're right. Like, oh, the star's always there. It's always there, but to the human eye, you can't see how much it's shifted. This slight shift in the position of the star is the same as if you are looking at this camera or your finger or whatever, and you close one eye and then the other eye, you can observe parallax shift. And that is how, as human predators, we tell how far a thing away is that we're going to kill or is trying to kill us. Right. And it's the same way that we can tell the distance of things.
Do I have moderation?
You can. Hang on. Parallax shift. I just thought that was cool. Oh, good. Yeah, we did get some of those Rumble people to leave.
All right, here we go.
I'm sorry, folks.
Does this guy know how to party or
Go
what?
ahead, sir. What do you got?
Huh?
What?
Did not work?
I'm not seeing it.
Oh, come on.
What in the hell are you watching over there on your church computer? That looked bad.
I don't know what that was. There's a lot of different stuff there.
I don't know what she's trying to pull up.
You didn't even
look
see
good.
the quote?
No.
Inappropriate there? There's a bunch of magic stuff. This magic.
I bet that's what it was. It was magic stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't see anything.
No, I didn't see anything.
All right, Deke.
I kept on throwing up the does this guy know how to party or what from Wayne's World, but dang it.
All
right. What do we got? What do we got, Deke? On your you got a top 10 list here?
Well, it's not so much top 10, but there's more COVID news. Ex-CDC director calls on Congress to end the liability shield for vaccine makers. Michael Cohen turns heads on CNN. Trump is right about media lies. Let's see. How long is this? This isn't very long. Cohen.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, this isn't very long. It's like a minute.
The poll was wrong. Many of the polls are wrong. They've been wrong for many cycles, but it's not like this is the only thing that has been said in the news from either side that is not true.
I hate to say it, but Scott is actually right.
Is this on the screen?
I hate to say it because Scott and I very rarely agree on anything. He's right. He's right. He's right about this in the fact that sloppy journalism, sloppy polling, and what they did. Look, I was the recipient of more than 100 lies, and I understand what Trump is doing in terms of changing the way defamation cases are brought.
All right.
This guy's useless. He's
absolutely trying to get back into Trump's good graces.
Probably. They're all CYA-ing right now.
He's just getting a check for talking on CNN. CNN's trying to like fill some time or something. That guy is totally useless.
Aaron Rodgers got mad on ESPN. He said, "Say whatever the F you want about me, but before you do, state your vax status, because then when you say things about me, people can be like, oh, you're captured by the multi-billion-dollar psyop and you're still upset about it."
Oh.
So he got mad.
You know what? I really can't I can't say anything about that because I was a guinea pig. But I haven't gotten any further in a while.
All right. How about this little?
Biden doesn't care as much about being president. He cares more about getting revenge against the coup leaders. Joe just threw a hand grenade at Nancy Pelosi while she's stuck in a hospital bed in Germany.
I don't know how you look your constituents in the eye and know because the job they gave you an inside track to make more money. I think we should be changing the law that we have to, but we abide by at the federal level, that nobody in the Congress should be able to make money in the stock market while they're in the Congress.
Biden didn't want to ban Congress from insider trading during his entire 50-year career in D.C. But a month before he leaves, he gives Nancy a little gift. This isn't about stopping corruption. It's about getting retribution.
She's in the hospital right now.
Mm-hmm. American healthcare system?
Probably. No,
she fell down and broke her hip. She's getting a hip replacement.
She's got better coverage than that. A View co-host may face criminal investigation. Who cares? I hope so. Representative Thomas Massey, Kentucky, rips Speaker Mike Johnson as he gets another prediction right. He writes, "People call me Nostradamus for accurately predicting Speaker Johnson would use the Christmas recess to force a massive spending bill through Congress after claiming that he wouldn't."
I mean, they do this every year.
Yeah.
Every year. And they, whether they are Republicans or Democrats, they do this every year.
Mm-hmm. It happens every year. More bad news for MSNBC. News Nation now has more ratings than they do. I would think
there were rumors floating around that Elon was going to buy MSNBC.
Yes, there was.
And then you get to play games like, well, how much do you change it? Maybe you keep all the same people, but now you make them say things that are true, or which just makes them seethe on TV.
That's what I wanted to do to KJP. Makers talk nice about Trump for 4 years.
Or maybe you change it to MXNBC, or I don't know. I don't know what you do with it. I don't know that he wants it. I mean, X is a better platform for getting information.
MSNBC. XMNSBC.
No, it's
yeah. It's formulate.
It's just the X News.
This last story, I actually had an update, I think, here this morning.
Your boy I'm sorry, before you go on, your boy Mitch McConnell, he
fell down.
It says here he congratulated Speaker Pelosi on the successful hip replacement. So congratulations, Speaker Pelosi. Former Speaker Pelosi.
No comment.
He's only like 97. This spending bill that we were just talking about, 1,500 pages. I've seen a lot of nasty stuff that was in this bill that people that read it, Vivek and Elon, some of the things this morning that I saw, hang on, they had a list here. $850,000 for a gay senior home, $15 million to pay for Egyptians' college tuitions. There was $400,000 earmarked for a gay activist group to teach elementary kids about being trans. There was $500,000 earmarked for a DEI zoo. And then there was $400,000 earmarked for a group to give clothes to teens to help them hide their gender. That was in this omnibus. So Elon, Vivek, everybody was talking crap on X and whatnot. The media is fixing to come out with this. Elon's making these decisions and he's got too much influence and blah, blah, blah. Well, this morning I saw right before we went on the air, I don't know how true this is, but Elon's X posts has thrown Capitol Hill into chaos. Republicans are scrambling as support for the spending bill has crumbled, ultimately dooming it. Elon's call to vote out anyone who backed the bill left lawmakers navigating political fallout and tough choices. So the spending bill may come crashing down. because
Good.
I agree.
Shut the government down for a little bit.
Him and Vivek were all over. You go to X and go to home and scroll down, and they were all over it talking about this thing is full of pork,
awesome.
Bunch of crap. Ukraine might not be mentioned in there one time, but
so you mentioned seniors home. Deke, I saw the other day that when we get old, when we get to the senior home, they're not going to have bingo. They're going to have D&D tournaments at our seniors home. Yes. I can't wait to retire and go to a seniors home. That's going to be fun.
D&D.
Yeah.
Dude, by the time you're that old, you're not going to be able you this is going to be you trying to read the book. Trying to Oh, got my
no. Your activities coordinator will be the DM.
God, I think I have a +2. Got a hold on, let me get my double glasses.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm still not in glasses. Do you wear contacts?
I'm not either. I don't wear contacts. I used to. I have very bad eyes. Very, very bad eyes. And for my entire life, I had astigmatism and I was nearsighted and I had very thick glasses and it was terrible. And I wore contacts and I hated it. It always dried my eyes out. Sometimes you fall asleep in them. It was bad. I hated it. About 10 years ago, I got LASIK. It's amazing. It was the best money I ever spent. Ever. And my eyesight is still pretty sharp. It's not exactly as sharp as it was, but it's pretty sharp.
They told me I might need readers by the end of the year. I'm still on this is how they are.
So if you just go and get readers and just like test, you can be like, oh, and then you probably find yourself just using them because it just makes things a little easier. I don't know. I thought about it a couple times. I'm like, I wonder.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that you have to look at your phone, you have to no? All right. Okay.
Hey, I threw stories in the news drops today. Let me see if I can find one that I thought was really fun. Yes. Let's get that. Let's pull this. Deke will enjoy this one tremendously. And he'll be back in just a second, right? Yeah, he'll be back in just a second. Okay. You can see this, right?
Yeah, but you got to accept the cookies.
I'm trying to. Give me my cookies. These 3 children received the best, no thanks, Christmas present in the world, bionic arms. Dude, this looks like amazingness. All 3 of these kids were missing arms, and they all got bionic arms for Christmas. And I don't care who you are, but that's stinking awesome.
That's pretty cool.
We just started the Avengers here.
First thing you got to do is bionic arm wrestling.
Yes,
I feel like that's
bionic thumb wrestling, and they got multiple, so they can change the colors.
I mean, you could put a flashlight on there. You could do all kinds of stuff.
You can throw a taser on there. Hers has got Spider-Man on it. Look at that. You can put web shooters on them.
Well, that's probably the girl Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen, yes.
Yeah.
Spider-Woman. It's the Avengers. Look, see that?
That is pretty cool. That's definitely Spider-Gwen. You get a close-up shot. That looks great.
Yeah. The colors. Because there's Spider-Gwen right there. You see that?
That's rad, honestly.
And that's branded. I think that's Vader.
Robot arm.
I'm pretty certain that's Vader.
Oh, you think that's Darth Vader? That could be Tron, but it's probably Vader.
Could be Tron.
Who makes these Open Bionics arms? I'm gonna check them out. Let's look at Open Bionics.
Yep. I'm gonna stop sharing here in a second. I'm just getting all the way down to the bottom. I thought it was cool.
Hero arm. Open Bionics. Turn your limb difference into a superpower. Meet the Hero arm, the world's most advanced, lightweight, affordable bionic arm. Request pricing and download
20,000 pound. I think I read 20,000 pounds.
Here. Let's check this out. Share. Look here. Check it out.
The one kid's
looks
name
like
is
they have
Finn Jarvis.
They have like a
Jarvis.
Black Panther one.
Uh-huh.
I can't tell what that one is. That one kind of looks like the one you had in the photo. She has a stormtrooper arm.
So
there's that purple one. And then Hero. Okay, so there's he has an Iron Man arm.
That's definitely Iron Man. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. But you kind of have to, like, you can't pick a color that's going to clash with all your clothes. So you have to pick something.
I would
that
go
works
Batman, and I would have the fins, the gauntlets. Everything goes with black.
Sure? Are you sure?
Positive.
I'm not sure what I would do. I'm glad I'm glad that these kids got an opportunity to have some kind of a
and I'm glad that the Marvel companies licensed them, or at least did until this show dropped.
Yeah. That's pretty neat, honestly.
Copyright's going to come and Marvel's going to take their arm back.
Oh, that's an R2D2.
That was cool.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah. And I had one more robot one once where magnetic covers.
You can oh my god. You can change the style. And
you could probably print your own. Yeah, because that was a Benchy. So there's definitely some 3D printing. What is that?
He's probably got.
It's a Hawkeye. That was Hawkeye.
A Hawkeye arm.
Okay,
that's rad. That's pretty cool. It's really cool that you can change the plates on it. That's very clever.
Yep. And this is the other robot news that I had, or robot-esque news from NPR. There is a big giant robot festival. Where did the name of it go? It looked fun. Oh my word! No, I will not donate. Stop the pop-ups. Robopalooza. There we go. Basically, it's a festival. There is live music, but all these people come and show off their robots, and you can see a couple of them right there. And what they do and how they work. And it's a big giant festival out in the middle of the desert because, nothing says robots like middle of the desert.
This immediately, it's unrelated, but it immediately reminds me of the Burning Man event from like 2 years ago.
Yes, it's every year, the Burning Man event is.
They went out there and then there was like a massive storm and it got muddy and there were like thousands of people trapped at Burning Man. There was no water to drink. It was like, it wasn't a good idea to just camp thousands of people out in the desert. It became an absolute nightmare.
They do it. One of the things said, I remember reading this. They said, if we pop, here we go. There's no AAA on the moon, so if we pop a tire on our rover, we can't just go fix it. It gives them the opportunity to test stuff as well and figure out some of the liabilities. But I'm not listening to this whole thing. But I thought it was fascinating that they have a big festival out in the middle of nowhere for Robopalooza.
All right, that's good.
Were there any?
All right, I think that's all the interesting news we have today. Except that, let's see if it's dropped yet. There is a Superman trailer for James Gunn's new Superman that's going to drop either in a few minutes or has already dropped. We have the teaser trailer an hour ago. Oh, here we go. I got it. Deke, get off the phone. Come watch Superman. He's on the phone. Deke, there's an emergency. Hang up the phone. Do 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 do. Who's your Superman?
Oh, my favorite Superman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go Christopher Reeves.
That's your favorite Superman? Okay, so name the Supermans off the top of your head that you immediately remember. Christopher Reeves. right?
Christopher Reeves,
Dean Cain,
Henry Cavill, Dean
Henry
Cain,
Cavill, Brandon Ruth.
Brandon Ruth was the one I was trying to think of just then. And then I don't know any other Supermans. Well, there was George Reeves.
George Reeves. Technically, Ben Affleck was Superman.
Was he?
He played George Reeves in a George Reeves biopic.
Oh, he did. He did.
Yes. So, Christopher Reeves is the one that we grew up and we watched the Superman movies. And back in 2005, they had the Superman Returns with Brandon Routh, and the cool thing about that version was that it was meant to be a continuation from the first Superman movie. He was actually he wasn't playing a new version of Superman. He was trying to play Christopher Reeves' version of Superman.
And I hated the movie.
Oh, you did? I love that. I thought it was great.
It for me, it like completely it took the Boy Scout image of Superman and made it something that he wasn't. I didn't feel like he was the Boy Scout when that movie came back. He left her pregnant.
Okay, yeah. There was some
and then
maybe
left.
Suboptimal choices.
That doesn't scream Superman to me because you've got this American way, truth, justice,
she's
and
also,
American way.
She was pregnant, but she's also in constant danger because of him, right?
Yeah, and she hated Superman when he came back, when he returned.
Oh yeah,
now the visuals were phenomenal.
I mean,
I think it was the most expensive
scene
movie
of
at
him
the time.
rescuing the airplane that was crashing. Come on, I've never seen anything more Superman than that. That was amazing.
Yeah, the bullet hitting him in the eye, that made me flinch.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And that was crazy. I did really like Henry Cavill's Superman. I just hated his story.
So Henry Cavill as Superman, I mean, dude was jacked.
He phenomenal.
He did a great job. The Superman that lets his dad just get sucked into a tornado, that don't make sense.
Yeah, no, because he could have gone back and forth and it would have been, nobody would have noticed. Nobody would have noticed.
Except for the whiplash. You would have gave your dad whiplash running out and grabbing him so fast. He can't get off the phone.
He can't get off the phone. To us and to them at the same time.
All right, we're going to watch this trailer. Deke's going to miss it.
He said, wait.
He says, play it.
Go on.
He says, play it. All right, here we go. Yeah. Dave, the Superman, James Gunn Superman trailer.
Take our faces off.
Oh, I can't.
Disable camera. Disable your camera.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
That's all the dent he made? That's some hair right there.
Dude, wasn't he in the Olympics?
Should have turned it down.
I'm loving the guitar.
I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Copyright strike.
Here comes Crypto.
Crypto. Home. Take me home.
Superman. Superman.
Oh,
and that was Nathan Fillion.
That was Guy Gardner.
And that was Nathan Fillion.
All right, hold up. This might be good. Okay, hold on. We are going to go back here. All right, so it looks like we got a Pa Kent scene, probably, right?
Yep,
right
yep.
there. We got.
Like
I don't know how I feel about Crypto, the Astro dog, or Crypto, the.
I'm okay with
Super dog
Crypto.
or whatever. I am a little curious why her what he's going to do about her legs getting totally destroyed as debris goes under his cloak there and tears her legs up. You got the Beast as Lex Luthor. What do you think about this Lex Luthor? Hitman
I don't
Lex
know.
Luthor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, hey, come get back on screen here. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I like this guy. I like this guy as an actor. He played Beast in the X-Men First Class movies, and also he played. There was this. The only other thing I know him from is from a Nicolas Cage vampire movie, which was very.
Oh yeah,
funny.
that was so much fun. Renfield.
Renfield.
Yes, I still haven't finished it. I've got like 20 minutes left in that movie. My wife and I started watching.
I actually don't know if I finished watching it or not, but what I watched was funny. And then, okay, this shot I'm not impressed by. Whatever this is with the close camera or whatever. That's fine. Let's find the stuff that's rad.
I don't like that one there.
He got hit with a tin can.
Yeah, that.
Okay, this is Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner. Look at this mop top haircut. Oh, Deke's missing everything.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
We got Hawk Girl. Is it Hawk Girl or Hawk Woman? I was never a great DC.
I think it's Hawk Woman.
Justice League fan.
I think it's Hawk Woman.
I'm not sure what that thing is, but okay.
The Cthulhu.
Is that
so what's going on here where he's like talking to this robot? What is this robot? Oh, look, no, this is in this scene is in his Fortress of Solitude. So this robot is one of his robots that maintains the Fortress of Solitude. Right. So so it's kind of interesting that that he's obviously it got janked up. So somebody breached his fortress, and it looks like it has a cloak on, and it might be getting ready to shiv him with a screwdriver. I'm not sure. Let's see. What's the Night King doing there? Do you guys see that? Let's see. It was very fast. What's going on here? Any idea what this is? Is that Bizarro? No thoughts on that? Okay.
No thoughts.
I don't. You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah. You got Lex Luthor here looking very constipated, very
cut up,
consummated.
All right. And then and you got the shot of Mr. Terrific here, which I've never been I've always thought that this was a hokey character. But what's that next to him? There's somebody next to him.
Every DC character is a hokey character. That's why I did not like DC as a kid, because you would get it and it would be, here's Pants Man and Silly Hair Man and Clown Face Man.
Dude, you had the Condiment King. that was the Batman rogue, the Condiment King.
So dumb.
So it looks like Mr. Terrific is here. He's got a force field made by his terrific T-balls, and he's protecting one civilian. Meanwhile, there are 1, 2, 3.
Are you making this up? Terrific
those are like
T-balls?
Yeah, he's got T-balls. I think they're called T-balls. Yeah, that's all right. No, look, this Superman movie, it looks pretty good. I have been.
Was that go back slightly there? That with the fire, that didn't look like Superman for a second. Just after the fly up and the kiss, go back, just a few seconds. Half second.
All right.
Hold on, you went way too far. Okay.
You don't think that was Superman?
Right there. I don't know if that's Superman. I could be right. It could be Superman.
But it's Superman and somebody like Lois Lane, probably.
Probably.
Right. So, nice pants. I like your pants.
It's Captain Pants. The DC villain.
All right. Well, look,
watch it.
Yes, about this because I love Guardians. Guardians of the Galaxy is like one of my favorite.
James
Marvel.
Gunn's a great storyteller.
Great. The second one wasn't as good as the first one. The third one, it was honestly.
You watched the Christmas special?
And look,
I did. That was bad. So, but James Gunn is great.
James Gunn might be a great storyteller, but if you give James Gunn 6 piles of shit, the story's going to be shit.
Right. So he's obviously in charge
fertilizer.
of keeping the DC.
It'll be very nice looking shit put together, all really nice, but it's still going to be
fertilizer. It'll be fertilizer. He'll convert it.
They have these cartoons that they're doing. I haven't watched any of the cartoons. I don't know anything about any of this. I will say
coloring books.
As the Superman movie, this looks pretty good. I'm willing to go watch this in the theater.
You are? Really?
Sure. That looks pretty good. Don't you like it? Don't you want just a complete reset? It feels like a complete reset. Like wash the palette, forget about all the Dark Justice League stuff. Let's just have a good
Justice League was
movie.
Good. Dark Justice League wasn't. I'm talking about the animated Dark Justice League, the real Dark Justice League Dark.
I'm talking about that.
I was not a DC kid. The only reason I know anything about DC is because when the mainstream picked up on DC, I was one of those people. It's like, okay, I'll watch Batman. Okay, I'll watch this. I have not seen a Superman film since Christopher Reeve played Superman because I don't care. I never liked that character.
Superman Returns was good.
I mean, that's just not my. I don't.
Okay. All right.
So I try to. I watched the Green Arrow, the show, and it was okay. And
I enjoyed the Arrowverse.
You know what DC thing that I really, really enjoyed the most was the animated series, Legends of Tomorrow. Well, that was time travel. I mean, and they're silly freaking every episode's a silly comic book story. They're silly. I like that.
They are. The first season of The Flash was awesome. It was awesome. I don't know if you ever watched the first season.
Yeah, I watched the first season. It was pretty good, but there was a point in The Flash where it was just like, okay, how many other different bad Flashes are going to come in? How many more of y'all are out there? I'm bored of this. It's boring.
That's exactly what happened. All right, guys, we're running late. Let's do some jokes real quick. Let's do some.
Oh, I got jokes. A joke. Maybe.
Are we still doing Christmas jokes?
I am.
Yeah. I've got a joke about a guy who got a new false leg for Christmas. Yeah, that wasn't his main gift. It was just a stocking stuffer. Thank you for the information.
Jeez. Dave?
I don't know if you noticed this or not, but do you all do advent calendars at your house?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I got an advent calendar for my dog this year. We're having a hard time finding one for a cat. I think I finally figured out why. The advent calendar's days are numbered.
Yeah. What do Christmas trees say when they're in love?
I don't know.
I'm pining for you.
That's terrible. Oh! What's the difference between Santa Claus and a dog?
No idea.
One wears a full red suit, the other just pants.
All right. Thanks for hanging out. I gotta go. Bye, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. Rumble.com/internetdads. That's the wrong page.
Politicians and talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your daughter lose her next swim meet to a psychopath dude with fake teeth.
Go download Spotify.
He said no. Watch now. The Internet Dad Show. Subscribe quick. The squid monster's on the way. Inspire with us. Tomorrow's news today. Oh yeah.
Ask Mikey. He'll eat it.
Give me some of that mushrooms.
If a single-celled organism